So I'm so pumped up with adrenaline right now because I just saw Creed 3. I usually don't get to see movies early. I have to usually wait until opening night. I got to see it on the super screen and it was just a sight to behold. So I've been really looking forward to this movie because the first Creed movies were awesome, and if you would like to see my reviews for the first 2 Creed movies, the links for those will be in the description below. Please check them out. I like to switch in the directing. Michael B. Jordan is at the helm. This is his director debut and he did a phenomenal job. I hope he keeps up his directing because he's got a lot of creativity. He threw in there a lot of great camera shots, storytelling, character development. I mean, it was just really awesome, really solid. It really brought you in even more. Of course, there's always, you know, the aspect of family involved in movies like this, but also like at war with yourself, at war with others, running from your past. You gotta let go of the past and embrace the now. I was a little disappointed that Sylvester Stallone wasn't in this one. I read in an interview he just felt that it was kind of his time to move on and do something else. I was torn between it because I really wanted Sly Stallone in it because he's awesome. Everyone loves Rocky. I mean, thanks to Rocky, the Rocky franchise, we have the Creed franchise. I liked how they took Sly Stallone out of this. Rocky wasn't in it, and they kind of just let Adonis Creed stand on his own 2 feet and see where he can go on his own volition, on his own steam, on his own power. It was just so good. I mean, hard hitting. Jonathan Majors, man, like, this is the second movie in a row. First we got Ant-Man the Wasp: Quantumania, he's playing Kang, knocks that out of the park, and then in March, now we have him playing Damien, a long old school friend of Adonis, and that man can just act. He's got such dynamic acting, such versatility. He's got a great voice when he acts, and he puts on a show for you. You gotta just sit up and listen and watch how he acts and how he goes back and forth between stuff. I have to say I love what Michael B. Jordan did with the overall tone of this movie. He pulled a lot of inspiration from Rocky 5. I know Rocky 5 wasn't the most popular Rocky movie, but this movie was like a mirror of Rocky 5. But there's a different little twist in this story which I really liked. Rocky 3 was prevalent. Mainly, I felt it felt a lot like Rocky 3, mainly because of how hard Damien was punching it. It reminded me so much of the aggressiveness of Clubber Lang, but this was on like steroids. He was the hardest hitting boxer I've ever seen, but he also had a very unique style that we haven't seen before in a Creed movie. There's a tiny nod to Rocky 4, which was just awesome. Very cinematic, I loved it. Very cinematic shot. Really, this movie, it tapped into so many aspects, but I love how we got to see even more into, you know, what it was like growing up in a group home, how Damien had his back, they were brothers, the falling out, the bad stuff that had to happen, a lot of stuff that Adonis didn't talk about, like he's closing himself off to everybody. I didn't get lost at all. There weren't any plot holes, there weren't anything I had questions about. It was really done very thoroughly. It's always great when you can follow a story like that and then tie it into present day. I just like the overall feel of this movie. Like I said, I like how they're incorporating the future of the Creed franchise, which there are supposed to be more Creed movies on the way. It's looking like they're really gearing it towards Amara taking up the mantle and starting to walk in her father's footsteps, because she's just, in the movie, she's just all about boxing. I mean, she's definitely her father's daughter. She wanted to learn all about it. She watched all of his fights. Just a huge role model for her. So that'd be awesome to see Amara just get up there and start boxing. So I'm not really sure what the direction is going to go on this, but the Creed movies are incredibly successful. A lot of people out there are saying that the opening weekend for Creed 3 is going to be the highest out of all the Rocky movies and the Creed movies. So let's see if he can make it, because I'm definitely rooting for it, and I'm definitely going to see Creed 3 again very soon, because it just blew away my expectations. I had high hopes for this movie, and it delivered. For Creed 3, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10 Mudflaps. And before you go, drop in the comments below, did you like the first Creed or the second Creed movie better, and why? And as always, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and I'll see you next time.